Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of SupplySide Showcase from RV Business. I'm Rick Kessler from RV Business, and joining me today we have two guys from WFCO Technologies, Bobby Raatz, Vice President of Operations, and Mike Conway. Mike is the Aftermarket Sales Manager. Gentlemen, thanks for joining me.
Appreciate
Thanks
you
for
having us
having
on,
us.
Rick. Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Everybody in the industry, I'm sure, knows WFCO Technologies, but if they don't, Bobby, Mike, how about a quick overview of the company?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we're a family-held company, specialize in vertical integration with our U.S. operations plus our manufacturing overseas. Company's been around since 1976, and like you said, everybody, for the most part, should know who we are on the OEM side. We're, preferred 4-to-1 by manufacturers with our power conversion line. Just over 4 out of every 5 RVs built have our power converter in there. We're really proud of that. We do everything we can to, respect that brand loyalty and recognition within the industry, and really push for continued innovation and development, and don't just sit on our laurels, but really push technology ahead to make sure we're a good ambassador and a steward of the industry. We pride ourselves on 20 industry first innovations within the power technology space. Really focused on customer driven R&D, with voice of customer feedback from OEMs and dealers and distributors as well on what people want to see. How can we improve the experience of the RV lifestyle for RV owners? A few years ago we completed expansion of our Elkhart operations. We're just over 91,000 square feet of warehouse space. Really helps us push forward our goal of 45 days of inventory to make sure we don't become an issue and a reason for a slowdown and a shutdown from the manufacturing side. Really take heavily our responsibility with our market share to make sure we do not compromise production of the industry. Really emphasize quality and performance. We have stringent quality in our manufacturing side, plus we have multiple quality checks we do here in Elkhart on our incoming shipments as well. So what goes out the door has been checked multiple times, and we ensure that it performs to spec and is going to operate the right way out in the field. We're solely committed to the RV industry. We're not in adjacent markets as of today. So it really emphasizes and helps us focus on what we need to do and put the right product and the right quality into the industry. Really focused on that RV lifestyle and providing those advanced power solutions.
Well, you mentioned advanced power solutions right there at the very end. If you don't mind, real quickly, just a rundown of those solutions.
Yeah, so I mean, our core market is our power converters. That's our bread and butter, what we're known for. We have power inverters as well, which work the opposite way of converters, but still in that power conversion family. We have transfer switches, energy management, as well as our newest ventures with our Power Pro system, right. A digital control system, kind of a multiplex within that category to really improve the control and operation and relationship that an RV owner would have with their unit.
So, talk to me a little bit more, please, both of you, about the Power Pro, because I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, all right, we're on to something here.
Yeah. The multiplex category has been there for a long time. Many players in it, but we wanted to start with something a little bit different. We really pushed this forward with an AI trained voice recognition system. In addition to the button-based control panel, the app that a lot of people have, but our bread and butter really wanted to push that technology piece with that AI-trained voice recognition system. A key part of that, compared to your Alexa, Siri, Google Home type products, you don't need internet connection for it to work. Our system's fully embedded, so whether the RV is connected to Wi-Fi or not, you don't lose any performance in any function of the system. So that's really something, because we all know Wi-Fi connectivity is somewhat unreliable at campgrounds today, especially national parks. And the further you get off grid, the harder it is to find that connection. We wanted to make sure the system was optimized and worked the right way, regardless of where the RV was parked at.
Is the Power Pro the brains of a suite of components?
Yeah, so I mean, the Power Pro, we're kind of calling it a family of product. We have our base level system we released in November of 2023. Again, functioning lights, water pump, water heater, slides, awnings, monitoring tanks and battery. Really the core function of the RV is where we started. And as we go forward, we're continuing to build features and functions on top of that system.
Okay.
Over time we've gotten into tank pads, light zones. We're looking at even more features and benefits coming out this summer, and then a whole next level of system coming out in September. We're going to unveil at Open House.
Well, okay, that's a great tease. I'm going to ask you because that's my job. Can you spill the beans on some of that?
No, again, we're still in development. We don't want to let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. From what's coming this summer, we're focusing on expanding what we control. So we're taking somewhat of a modular approach, where we're not building, our box isn't getting bigger. We're putting more boxes together. That way, we're not forcing customers to buy more and more features that they may not use depending on their RV configurations. We're getting into climate control, Wi-Fi connectivity, and even we're really excited about getting into some data. I'll call it data collection, but we're being very careful on how we kind of look at that. There's a lot in the industry that is really sensitive to privacy, and so are we. So we're wanting to make sure we follow suit on ensuring privacy of data and what we do with the system. Kind of with that voice system, a big difference because it's offline. We don't record anything. We're not monitoring it. We're only listening for the wake up word and the commands.
Sure.
So it's not like your smart home type stuff that's listening, recording, and using it to create this persona of you to send you advertisements and try and develop commerce and sell that data elsewhere. That's not our intention. We're solely focused on that individual RV and that owner and improving how they operate that RV.
So, and Mike, jump in at any time, but sounds like you're really kind of branching out into that integrated RV that everyone's talking about.
We are, yeah. And Mike, I'll let you go a little bit into aftermarket, but OEM wise, we're trying to push the envelope and really generate interest across the industry to get into this kind of technology.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, with the multiplexing systems, with the control systems that are out on the market, customers, campers have experienced some heartache out there, right? In some existing systems where, they might use a touchpad and they're used to the Apple type screen, but you're not getting that responsiveness. Products fail, lock up on them, and so offering the Power Pro system as an upgrade to some of those existing systems is a way for WFCO to partner with that camper to provide a better experience. Being able to walk into your RV and say, I'm home, and everything turned back on how you left it is pretty remarkable. So we're making that home lifestyle available when you're on the road now, which is great. I love the fact that we have the ability to improve the camper that someone might have bought, during COVID, to make it so that it's a new, refreshed environment for their family, even without having to trade in and trade up the RV.
Well, Mike, take me down that aftermarket road then. Let's say I have a camper and I am looking for that particular upgrade. What's my next step? How does the process work?
Yeah, so you talk with your dealer, right? Your local WFCO dealer would have information on the Power Pro system. Each coach is unique in what's already there from a gut standpoint. And so if your coach came from an OEM that is using a control system, a basic control system, most of the time you can easily adapt that system, take out the components of what was there originally, drop ours in its place with a minimal labor, and be up and running as cost efficiently as just replacing the head unit per se on that existing system. So you're getting that voice command, you're getting the button features that really work, and you're getting a robust phone app that doesn't crash every time you open it. It's a very robust product feature that you don't need the data connectivity to run your RV, which is great.
Okay. One thing I've learned, and that is I don't know nearly enough as anybody in this field, but I do know this: if you're standing still, you're getting passed. So what's the latest from you guys?
Sure. So, latest is that Power Pro piece. That's a really big emphasis for us as a company. Really integrating, advanced voice technology into the RV industry. But also that this is kind of a secondary step for us. Our first step with that technology piece, and kind of led to going from WFCO Electronics to WFCO Technologies,
Right.
was our launch of the auto detect system back in 2021. So that was kind of a big upgrade into our core category of product to put some technology in place to really help that RV owner and how they use their RV.
And the reason that exists is because there's a difference between the lithium batteries that are out there now and growing in popularity and the old AGM style.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's AGM, lead acid, lithium, they all charge and behave a little bit differently. And just how they perform is a lot different. So, I mean, there's some distinct benefits to lithium batteries depending on how you use your RV.
Sure.
The day-to-day campers that are always plugged in at a campground, it's not really important what type of battery they have. But, the person who would use their RV, in that off-grid environment, boondocking, however that structure would be where they don't have that plug-in power source or a generator wanting to run. Lithium batteries are a little more energy dense and they hold their voltage a lot better. So it's better for operation of the RV without that shore power source connected to it. Obviously with that, they charge differently. And that was kind of the genesis of where Auto Detect came from, was, the understanding of how do we take a manually switched product and take that one piece of, or one aspect of an RV owner having to intervene and change something in their RV, take that out of their hands and let them just put in a battery and just use their RV. And, that's where that piece came from, to eliminate a manual step and automate it.
That's fascinating, but mind-boggling at the same time. Okay.
Absolutely. No, and I see firsthand with dealers how it took a section where a dealership would have an 8-foot section of different converters and load centers based on lead acid, lithium, down to a select group of SKUs. You're able to consolidate it into 3 or 4 shelves rather than a full 8-foot section of your store in converter options and load center options. So having this technology be the front runner to where we're at today, and again, I'm excited about the future on where we're going to continue to evolve with our technology.
Is one last question here for you. Are you guys still sporting that tremendously good warranty claims percentage?
We are, and it's something we monitor every month to make sure we hold it. We're well under 1% warranty claim rate, and that's across all of our products. It's not one specific model or another. I mean, that's our average warranty rate is under 1%. We carry a 2-year warranty, and we understand there's some things that can happen that we can't, that are just wear and tear beyond that. But we do a good job of taking care of dealers and RV owners and making sure we take care of them, even if it's something that may not have been call it a defect. We do a lot of goodwill work based on the situation and helping RV owners make sure they can continue to use their RV, because with the converters down, you're not going to be able to use a DC system. So it can be crippling on a vacation if the converter fails. So it's something, again, like we talked about before, we take a lot of pride and respect for who we are as a company to make sure we put a reliable product into the field.
I know this goes back a few years, but Sears used to claim anyway that every household in North America, has at least one, if not 5 Kenmore appliances. You can almost say the same thing about RVs and WFCO products, I would think.
No, you're absolutely right, and it's that 4-to-1 ratio, and we're above it now, but I mean it's been that way for a number of years. It's not a recent thing, and it's something we take pride in and we respect, but don't take for granted. It's something we earn every single day, and that comes from our tech support group, our engineering group, our quality team, our audit team, our sales team. You go right down the list of how we operate as a company. We don't expect that business to be there. We strive every day to continue to earn it.
Very good, very good. I'll leave you with this last thought. Hell of a tease, Bobby, on what's coming down the pike this year. Can't wait to see when it'll make its public debut.
Yeah, no, we're very excited about it. Again, hopefully the year continues to be strong and attendance is good for that open house week. And we look forward to really showcasing that new system. It's going to be pretty cool.
Mike, tell me a little bit more about the aftermarket. Well, I guess there's no other nice way to say it. There's some counterfeit products out there.
Yeah, no, Rick, there are definitely counterfeit products. We've seen an influx in counterfeit knockoff products started in 23, and really dealers have started being impacted over the past 12 months or so. And so we're really taking aggressive actions to get the e-commerce space cleaned up with counterfeit listings. Where we are working with legal teams to get some takedown requests processed online, where people are infringing on our patents and also utilizing our trademarks, WFCO word marks as well, and really confusing the customer. And
Yeah,
so we've done a really good job over the past 90 days. Creating this plan and starting to execute this plan on working with our dealers to make sure our dealers are educated of what the customer is seeing online and being able to really address the true WFCO advantage, what we offer over the cheap knockoff junk that's on the market. We've seen some of that junk come through where a customer thought they were buying a legitimate WFCO product, and unfortunately, a day later, they had no working power, 12-volt power, after a technician just installed that junk product because they thought they were getting a deal. So we're getting the messaging out there. We're aggressively taking action against those items, and then we're also at the dealership level coming alongside and providing some collateral, some POP
okay.
items to help educate the customer when they're inside the dealership on why they need to buy the genuine WFCO product from their dealer. Don't wait, buy it now. And so we have all that collateral, all of that POP for free for our dealer partners. As I'm traveling and as our outside sales team is traveling, we're going through and helping train those team members how to use that collateral as well.
Very good. Very good. Well, Bobby and Mike, I can't thank you guys enough for your time this afternoon. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Appreciate having us on.
Okay. We will see you soon, I'm sure. All right.
Eric, thank
Take
you.
care.